Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place in Florida.
Florida.
We have another song for you guys.
Oh, God.
It is in dedication to Josh's birthday.
Oh, I hope not.
Let's go.
I hope not.
It's the birthday song.
Happy birthday from all of us.
Oh, I
to
thought you actually put some effort into it.
No, we were going to do the ones from Hooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we decided that it would be counterproductive.
And I hear it every year.
Right. So Josh is birthday boy today.
27.
This is the birthday episode for Joshua. And we had some people call in, actually.
Yeah.
Did they know it was my birthday?
So we have a voicemail set up. If you ever want to call into our voicemail, leave us a
we forgot
message.
about that, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah. And so we had two people leave
Here we
voicemails. We haven't listened to them yet. But if you do want to call in, our number is 863-225-2416.
That's it. That's our
Give
number.
us a call.
That number keeps pranking me.
That
makes sense.
But yeah, let's listen to these.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hi, Josh. It's Sarah, Wayne's wife. I just want
Okay.
to call in and say happy birthday to my favorite host.
Oh.
Hope
What?
you have a great day. Love you, Big J.
Okay. Hello.
Whoa.
God bless.
That
Why
was
is my
your
wife
wife?
calling you her favorite host?
Well, because the Big J is also part of that.
Come on. I mean,
God bless her.
Oh, no.
what a birthday wish, huh?
It's a weird way to let you know what's going on.
Did you know that she was going to do that?
I had no idea.
There's another one, though.
Okay, let's
no.
play it.
Here we go.
I wonder who this is.
Jesus.
Hey, guys. It's Cameron's wife, Tara.
Oh.
Just wanted to
Okay.
call in and wish my favorite co-host a very special happy birthday.
Whoa.
Thank you for the energy that you bring.
Amen.
You're so funny. I just love having you on the podcast.
I'm blushing.
Listening to you every week. Talk to you soon, Big Boy J.
Okay. Wow, that was unexpected.
So, my wife calls you what? Big J.
Big J. Yep.
Tara calls you Big Boy J.
I want to
Boy
know
J,
what
geez.
went through your minds when you go, what Josh would love to hear is from our wives because he doesn't have a wife anymore. That's kind of what this is, the skit that y'all wanted to go with.
Happy birthday surprise.
birthday.
Big J. You know I don't get called Big J no more.
I
Listen,
know.
speaking of which, you do have a date next week.
Yeah, I do. I mean, she seems very nice. One thing I like about her, she mentions fruit a lot.
Okay.
Oh, that's a
in
good
her,
sign.
Yeah,
Because she's healthy.
yeah, and you know I love those envy apples. God
Yeah,
bless.
you
It's like
do.
eating a baked potato.
What?
So
Those
next
things
week,
are massive. They're like $2 each. You got to get them.
let's do it after the show.
Okay,
I'm down.
I love it.
You know I love apples.
I know you do.
Ready for headlines?
I am.
Wow, I'm ready.
All right. Florida woman,
Come on.
specifically a Florida teacher, was
God.
arrested.
Let's guess. Wayne?
Okay, go ahead. What do you think? A Florida teacher.
A candy. Yeah.
I bet she was arrested for probably supplying underage kids with drugs and alcohol.
Pretty close.
Okay.
She supplied herself with drugs
Okay.
that she stole from another teacher.
Whoa.
What kind
So-
of drugs do another teacher have?
What school is that?
So she stole Adderall
What? Whoa.
from another teacher
Relevant,
in the same
relevant.
school.
Yeah.
So what's her name? I just lost her name. Megan Jones, 28 years old.
Mrs. Jones.
She got caught pretty simply because she was the only one that went into that teacher's room
Strike one.
all
Right.
day that
Yep.
when that teacher wasn't there. But
Yeah.
she also had previously asked the teacher if she could borrow some.
Can I get some of the
Whoopsie.
Adderall?
So
Borrowing is a tough one.
and well, it's tough too because teaching is hard.
Right.
I know
Teaching is hard,
firsthand.
Does Adderall help?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no
Almost
idea.
got him. We almost got him.
But yeah, she got arrested for stealing illegal drugs.
I think it would make you more intense of a teacher, which I don't think you'd want to be.
I was just going to say, like, there's no way to repay it unless you get your own prescription.
Yeah, or you vomit
No,
it up.
yeah.
Right. So
And you can't vomit up attention span.
She was flawed from the start, so I think she's a candidate for the shame corner. But let's see the rest of
Yeah,
them.
let's
think
go
so.
half shame.
Yeah.
corner.
Megan Jones.
All right. So let's see the next one.
Are you
Okay.
wearing matching Japanese hats?
Cameron has a gray hat on. I have a gray hat on, but I
they
think
both
they're
have
separate.
Japanese symbology.
Mine
on
are
them?
not. No, mine's American.
Oh, okay.
So a Florida man
Is it
Okay.
recently lost his kangaroo in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. Wayne?
I think kangaroo is slang for child. He lost his child.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I think it means pet alligator. I think it's slang for pet
Okay,
alligator.
let's see.
So Anthony Macias, we're gonna, I think,
He's an Italian.
maybe
That's how you say thank you in Spanish.
Macias. So he was charged with allowing the kangaroo to escape and having no record of purchasing it, which are both misdemeanors.
Okay.
Okay. Well, kangaroos do get tough to take care of. So
Right.
I would
it's
think
like
so.
you flush a fish down the drain.
Right.
You let a kangaroo go on the beach. It's the same thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, anyways, people in Fort Lauderdale saw this kangaroo
Jumping on the beach.
jumping down the street, called the police, which would be just the most random sight to be driving down in Florida in a
know.
kangaroo.
That's when you
on the
think,
side
am
of
I
the road.
Megan Jones? Am I on drugs right now?
Right. Well, I was gonna say if you're visiting Florida and you see it, you probably just go
yeah.
like everything they said about Florida is true.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
They
I
got
mean?
alligators.
You
and
probably wouldn't even
kangaroos?
blink. Like it'd
No,
be
it's just like, of course.
That makes sense.
You know, some people are like,
Yeah.
a marsupial.
So, anyways, this guy got the 2 misdemeanors, but he also got a violation because he didn't have a permit. So, kangaroos are, they call it a class 3 animal, which means you have to have a permit for it.
Right.
How'd they track
Which is
him down?
probably
Did he had
a
a
good-
collar?
Well, I think he was the only one missing a kangaroo.
You put it on Craigslist.
Yeah.
He was the only one that was putting up flyers for missing kangaroo.
Have you seen me?
What's his name? Jumpy?
Yes. No, actually, his name was Jack.
No.
Yeah.
Jumpin' Jack.
So the guy said, well, he's so nice. I want to get him back. And they're like, here's all your violations, your misdemeanors.
Right.
He's
He
like,
said, it's fine, I'll take it, but I just want to get him back. But he didn't get him back. They ended up putting him into a
down.
like a facility. No, they didn't put the kangaroo down. They put him into a facility that's like made for kangaroos, or that could be
Oh my
made
gosh.
for him at least until they find
Australia.
an
A new
actual
family.
place. Yeah,
Yeah.
until they could ship
Also,
him
there
off.
was a movie called Kangaroo Jack with Ryan Phillippe in it.
There was.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's too young.
All right, our next headline.
Headline.
Florida man
Okay.
arrested for crawling under library tables and sniffing women's feet.
Oh.
Okay.
Gross.
There's better places to stiff feet.
Well, there's
A bar setting is going to be the
that's
place.
better than a library,
Yeah.
unless he just wanted a real peaceful place to
Yeah,
sniff
that's true.
feet.
Or a
Nice and quiet.
podiatrist.
Yeah,
A podiatrist.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great place.
You get a career as a podiatrist.
This one
Right.
actually happened in 2015, but
Shout out.
police got complaints that someone was spotted crawling under library tables at Florida International University and smelling women's feet. But the thing is, he's a 52-year-old
Don't say nurse.
that wasn't supposed to be there, I don't think, in the first place. But he also got charged with violating sexual offender registration, fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, aggravated assault, and resisting without violence. But the interesting part about all that, with the fleeing and eluding, he did that on his scooter. So basically, after he left the library, he hopped on his scooter. Police
razor
came
scooter?
after him.
A razor?
No, I
Rascal?
mean that would be pretty funny to
Yeah.
picture it that way.
Yeah.
But I think it was like an actual, like one of those little motorbike scooters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it the toe jammer.
Yeah.
Toe jammer.
They
But-
call him the toe jammer.
Oh, the toe sniffer. Oh, don't do that.
Gross.
But anyways, yeah, they caught him. They put him away. So I don't know where he is now. Like I said, that was in 2015. But I hope he's doing something better with his life.
I think once you've been arrested for sniffing of toes,
Yep.
Yeah,
that there's not, I mean, it's just all downhill from there.
it
Is it?
definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what's the punishment? What are you gonna? How are you gonna punish him? I mean, this
Jail.
guy, jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a fine.
I didn't think about that.
I was
yeah,
gonna
this
say-
is really good.
Fine.
This is very good punishments.
Yeah, I know this sounds like an ageism situation, but I was gonna say if it was like a college student doing it, I would assume it was a prank. Like it's not, they're not being
That's
serious.
true.
But the moment you said an older man, I'm like, yeah, he's serious.
I wonder what would happen if it was like an actual college
Right.
student. Like
Yeah.
people probably wouldn't have called the cops and been like,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
weirdo and just leave. But
The fact that he's older, they were like, he's
What do you think it is about
why do
women's
people
feet?
so mean to old people?
Right.
I think that's what Wayne's trying to get at.
I think
That's
honestly,
what I'm wondering. As
in
I
the
age, I'm wondering where that threshold is. Of
Yeah,
when
and
I'm
it's
gonna
your
be,
birthday. I
when I'm
mean-
going to be considered a creep and not just fun.
Listen, you better get all that toe sniffing out of the way now before you're too
in your
old.
30s.
right, our next Florida Man headline is actually about another animal. We had a kangaroo.
Ooh, okay.
Another kangaroo?
No.
Oh, okay.
I said we had a kangaroo.
Oh, gotcha.
Now
Sorry.
we're going to switch to another
I got really
animal.
excited. Like, wait, what?
We're going to talk about a possum
Come on, opossum.
or opossum.
Yeah.
So Florida man opossum
Okay.
breaks into a liquor store
Yeah.
and is caught next to an empty bottle of bourbon.
That's my favorite.
Yes.
That's my favorite, I think, in the history of our show.
So basically what they think happened.
I mean, he
because
has the run of the store. And
Yeah.
He picks one brand.
Come on.
Brand loyal.
the liquor store owner basically came in one morning and saw that there was a
break-in?
possum
Okay.
that they think that he came down from like the ceiling like,
Yeah.
through the drop ceiling. But anyways, he was on the shelf.
Oh.
In the bourbon section.
Oh my gosh.
And he was laying just passed out next to an empty bottle of
Tongue
bourbon.
out.
And he said that there's no way that anything else would have opened the bottle. Like he said that
Right.
it was closed. Everything was, in normal order
I
the
didn't
day
think
before.
possums could open bottles.
Oh, possums are smart, man.
Yeah.
And they have thumbs.
What?
They have little thumbs.
Dang, I got triple threat.
So he had a good day.
I
I
got
think.
looks.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
That might be a raccoon. But anyways, they found him in there. They called
Who do you call?
Animal control, probably.
yeah, animal control, and basically they took him to a place that just like
The
put a-
house is raccoons.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
it's a
kangaroos?
possum
For drunk
for drunk
possums?
possums.
Yeah.
They basically just pumped him with like fluids until he sobered up,
Gotcha.
but they don't think he was hungover the next day. So
I mean,
that's
I'm
a
not
good thing.
against a living opossum, but I mean, how much do you want to invest in this opossum? He's got a problem.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? You got like a team of doctors going, we got to pump some fluids in him.
I just want to say that
He's living his life.
it does say
Yeah.
a lot about our justice system when if a human
Yeah.
had been found in there,
Tase him, kill him.
drunk,
Oh, geez.
go to prison,
Oh, instantly.
minimum.
Come on, guys.
But an opossum does it. and
Save
he
his
get-
life.
And he gets set free.
yeah, and he's in rehab. He's on his way to his 30
And he gets state-sponsored rehab.
30 day
The
chip.
state will sponsor possum rehab, but not human.
So, hello, fellas.
Hi,
Hello.
Josh.
I got a letter.
Okay.
Okay.
This one is pretty topical.
Okay.
Guys, you have dreams?
Yeah.
Good.
I have ambitions, yes.
Oh, no, not those type of dreams, silly goose.
What?
Okay.
My letter consists of a person talking about reoccurring dreams.
Reoccurring dreams.
Yeah. She
Okay.
says, I keep having the same dream, what seems like over and over again.
That would be reoccurring.
I'll go into detail later, but would y'all mind telling me about yours?
She's not even going to share hers.
No, she doesn't want to.
We're supposed to be vulnerable, and she doesn't even want to tell hers.
She said, well, if yours are good enough, I'll tell you mine.
Okay, that's fine. I have one reoccurring dream.
Okay.
Ooh,
It's a nightmare.
Oh,
Okay.
I think most recurring dreams are nightmares.
they got to be
usually.
bad news
That
for
is
you to
true.
remember, right?
Aren't they usually bad? Like,
Yeah.
I brought my dream book. Did y'all bring your dream book?
I have
in
it all
anticipation?
memorized.
Oh,
Because I've only got one. Basically, like I had this dream that I'm back in school again in college,
okay.
and I've signed up for a class.
Uh-huh.
My class is plural,
Ooh, that's
there's
the
one
best
class.
way to get through college.
right?
More than one.
But there's one I've signed up for that I forget that I've signed up for,
Uh-oh.
and so I go through the semester.
Home ec.
oh,
Maybe, yeah. And
Oh,
then like I do
no.
all my classes, and then when my report card comes, I have a 0F in a class that I forgot to drop. And
Gosh.
I have this dream probably like once every 2 months.
That's got to be so real, though, for people, because when you're signing up, you feel like a king. Like, I'll
Yeah.
take that. I'll take that. I'll
That-
take that.
right.
I'm
That
interested in that.
That drop ad week is like just stressful. though.
Intense, yeah.
Well, my therapist says it's a stress dream. So
Oh,
I
for
guess
sure.
if I can cure my stress, then I'll be okay.
Well, if you get a kid, get a wife, get some friends,
Get
you'll
some
be happy.
friends.
Is that
you'll
it?
be
Is all
fine.
I have to do?
Yeah,
I
you're
have
missing
those-
real friends.
I have all
Yeah.
those things. Cameron,
No.
do you have a
You don't
recurring
have any
dream?
true friends.
Sorry.
So I don't really dream that much.
There we
Like
go.
it's very rare for me to dream. I don't know why. I don't think I sleep very well.
I think so. You probably got sleep apnea.
I used to have this reoccurring dream back when I was performing a lot. So Wayne and I, when we were playing in a band,
Magic
come on.
Mike.
When we were playing in a band a lot, if we had like a show that I was nervous about, like it was going to be a bigger show or
The president.
for the president, any of those things.
White
back when we
House.
played for Harrison Ford that one time,
Right.
Oh my gosh.
When I got
the
stressed-
Fugitive opening.
Yes.
Gosh, I remember that. That was unreal. I can't
Opening
believe you
night.
got that gig.
anytime I was like nervous about a show, I'd have this like, I think it was a stress dream too. Like
Yeah.
Probably was.
I would basically have this dream of getting on stage. We were about to start our first song. Everything was like, it felt normal. We're ready to go. And then we start the first song and I go to play my guitar and I look down and I don't have any strings on my guitar.
What?
There's no strings on the guitar
No
anymore.
Dude,
strings
that's
attached.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Y'all's reoccurring dreams are the exact same dream? Over and
No.
over again?
Oh yeah, that's recurring.
I thought it was like recurring theme. I know it's a dream, but my like recurring dreams are like a recurring theme.
No, mine's the
Recurring
exact same
theme
dream
dream?
over and over again.
So
Yeah,
you don't
it's like
know
the
you're
exact
in
same
it though?
dream.
Like how do you not trick yourself
they're
out of it?
They're not very long though. Like, but it's just a stress thing. Like you just
Because mine are kind of like they kind of end the same way.
So
It's
you
the
have
same-
different dreams with like the same ending.
with the same theme. Yeah, it's reoccurring.
okay.
You have
It's
a
like-
recurring theme dreams.
Well, yeah, but I don't know it's that until the end because
Okay.
I'm not a dum dum like you guys.
Let's hear it then.
He
Okay.
doesn't fall for the same dream every time.
So
He
when
He wills himself awake.
yeah, I've been putting this under my reoccurring in my dream book.
Okay, let's hear
okay,
it.
let's hear
Okay,
it.
so the first one I didn't write down until like I got like 3 deep in this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I remember the first one.
Right.
And you know how dreams, they kind of come from memories, right?
Right.
Yeah.
On the most part. So this one was like my first like college party blowout where you go over to like a stranger's house and there are like people there you don't know.
Right.
And I'm like super excited. And then they like the party starts to wind down. They go, okay, guys, we're going to play Suck and Blow. And I'm like,
Ah,
I'm
I
like,
remember that. The
what?
card
I'm-
game?
I'm like, this is where drugs come out.
Yeah.
I've got all nervous.
No. Okay, so that's a game. Just because you don't know, it's like
Yeah.
a card game. You put like a card on your lips,
Yeah.
and you to suck it in, and you
Yeah.
have to pass it to somebody else without using your hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they kind of like, they have this line of people and this boy, girl. It gets to the girl, the girl in front of me, and she's got the card. And the person that's kind of watching, making sure nobody drops the card, she goes, okay, now Misty, you're going to blow. And Josh, you suck. And then it starts to happen. And then boom, dream's over.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, that's kind of weird.
Okay.
So then the next one.
So you just didn't get to play the game.
No. It's like, Terry said, you suck. And then
You woke
dream's
up.
over.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which kind of sucked
Yeah.
because Misty was like looking good. She has a spaghetti strap shirt on.
All right. So what's the
I
next
was into
one?
those at that time. Next one was I was a comedian, or I was working my way up.
Right.
Working my way up. I'd done like a couple gigs. Finally, this is my biggest gig, and I get up there and I tell my my closing joke, my collarblind joke. you
Right.
know?
I remember that one.
The collarblind joke is a great joke.
Yeah.
And then a heckler goes, I just hear, I hear boo, boo, and then you suck. And then boom, dream's over. So I'm like,
Okay.
what the heck? This is weird.
So
right?
both of those dreams ended the same way.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they're reoccurring dreams.
I got you.
So it's a different dream,
All right.
but just people telling you suck, and then you wake up.
Yeah, reoccurring
Okay,
theme
gotcha.
dreams. So then the next one, and I don't put it together until I got you sucks. And then I'm like, let me put this in my reoccurring dream themes.
Under the you suck category.
Yeah, there's a lot of categories under here.
Yeah.
Like, you're awesome, but
Right.
you suck. So the third one is like, I'm an outlaw, right?
Okay.
I'm an Indian outlaw.
Yeah.
I'm robbing a train with my best bud at the time, Wallace.
Right.
Okay.
And so we robbed the train, and we're best buds. Like, I mean, kind of like Brokeback, but not really Brokeback.
Gotcha.
Right.
And we rob a train, and we're sitting there counting the cash. And if you know anything about the Wild West, there's like not a lot of chairs,
Right.
so we're kind of sitting on the ground.
Right.
If there's one thing I knew about the Wild West,
It's not a lot.
There's not a lot of chairs.
Think about robbing a train and getting away.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of chairs to sit
Where
on
are
when you
gonna
count the
sit?
cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're sitting on the ground, and Wallace sits down on a rattlesnake, and he goes, "Ow!" And then he pulls
sits on the rattlesnake.
he pulls down his britches, and he goes, "Did it puncture the skin?" And I go, "Yeah, it looks like it. How can I help?" And he goes, "You suck." And then boom, dream's over. And I'm like, "What the? That's so weird, right?" So
Which is true.
it's true.
Yeah.
So that,
you have to suck
Wallace,
the venom
I
out.
had to suck. I don't know if I did or not because the dream ended.
Of course.
Where was the snake bite? Like on his
took
foot?
us.
Oh, okay, on his butt.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sat on it.
It's probably a good thing that dream ended.
Thank God. Yeah. He sat on it.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Had to see if it punctured the denims.
That's
Yeah.
lesson one that you learn in Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
You don't sit on a rattlesnake.
just
But there's
where
no
you sit
chairs.
down.
That's why they invented chairs.
Right.
Because of rattlesnake bites.
Right.
So the last one I had, which was like 2 nights ago.
Okay. Oh, recent.
Yeah. This one really freaked me out.
Okay.
Because dreams are like, when you're in the dream, you don't realize like, this doesn't make sense. I don't really have a past.
Mhm.
I don't really have a future. You're not putting it all together.
Yeah, you're just present.
Yeah. So like I'm standing there and I'm just kind of like stiff and I can tell I'm in a store,
Right.
but I'm like ground level.
Okay.
And then I hear behind me like a voice and I hear, this is the new model that just came in. And I'm like, I can't turn my head and see what the heck's happening.
Right.
Okay.
But I just hear my heart. I can feel my heart start to spinning faster and faster. And it's like just going, like ticking,
Yeah.
like I'm Megan Jones on that Adderall.
Right. Right.
And then I start to inhale and I'm inhaling and I'm inhaling. And it's not like the inhale that gives you strength.
Right.
It's like an inhale that gives you strength, but not like you need to exhale. So like the inhale is what's powering me. So I'm like,
Right.
okay, I'm just inhaling,
That
I'm
doesn't
inhaling,
sound
but
familiar.
I'm not exhaling. Normally I'm exhaling out of a different hole.
What?
Yeah. So it's really, I'm not putting it together in my brain that, okay, I'm not a human. I'm something different.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, so now I'm hovering. And I'm hovering like right over the ground. I'm gliding effortlessly. Like I'm inhaling whatever I come across. But as quickly as I'm started, I've stopped. My heart slows down and then dust trickles out of my mouth. I look to my left and I see Kirby and I go, what is this? What am I? And Kirby goes, bro, you're a vacuum. You suck. And then boom, dream over. And I'm like, dang.
Marcus Ramos was born July 23rd, 1950 in the Dominican Republic.
The
50,
50s.
70 years old on the dot.
70.
If he's still alive, that's
I could
how
do
old
that
Josh think
math.
he would be. So Marcus's father, Luis Ramos, was a commercial fisherman who had traveled around the world. That's actually how he met Marcus's mother, Gia, because she was born and raised in China.
Wow. Cool.
That's exotic.
Yeah, so when Marcus was 3 years old, his father actually got really sick and he wasn't able to work any longer. So in an effort to kind of give his family a better life,
Yeah.
they packed everything up and moved to Miami, Florida.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Get him in Florida.
The promised land.
Yeah. Will Smith's there.
Well, I think the mindset was America
Welcome.
is seen as the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
So for Marcus's father, he was like, look, we're going to be poor either way. We might as well be poor in America.
Well,
I would have gone somewhere with more universal health care if I was sick.
Back in the 50s, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
Sure,
know
if there was a
anybody had that.
country. Yeah.
But the issue was a month after moving to Miami, Marcus's father, Louis, passed away.
Oh, no. Come on. You could have let us down a little easier.
I know, but he wasn't even 4 years old. So now it's just like Marcus, he's living alone with his mother
geez.
in basically
Okay.
a foreign country.
Yeah.
They had no families, no friends or connections. But Marcus's mother, Gia, was determined to make sure that her son had the best possible life. So she
Okay.
ended up working 3 jobs to provide for
God
him.
bless.
So she worked in the mornings at a grocery store.
Yep.
In the afternoon,
1.
she worked at a laundromat.
2.
And then in the evening, she worked the dinner shift at a local diner.
3. This checks out.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's a lot of work. A lot of hours.
Well, and the issue was she's working so much, you would think theoretically she would need childcare, but they couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Latchkey kid.
Yeah, so that meant that while Gia worked 15 hours a day, Marcus, at 4 years old,
Yep.
was home alone,
No.
Locked
taking care of
in.
himself,
Jeez.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
That's when you unplug the stove.
You unplug everything,
You unplug
and
everything.
you pad
Yeah.
everything with pillows,
Yeah.
and you're just like, hey, kid.
Bolt everything down.
Yeah. So eventually, Marcus did start school, so he had at least some sort of supervision during the day,
Okay.
but he had to walk to and from school in kindergarten.
Brother, I feel you. I did it.
In Miami, 5
Oh, well,
years
not
old.
kindergarten.
Yeah. I mean, in kindergarten, he's walking to and from school at 5 years old, right?
Okay.
So round trip every day is around 5 miles, 2.5 there.
What?
2.5 back.
I don't think
I
I
don't
knew
have schools in the neighborhood?
I couldn't talk at 5 years old.
Right.
Jeez.
So personally, like as a parent, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Right?
I wouldn't walk through Miami by myself right now.
I
Yeah, I know. But I think this kind of made him like
But
really.
if you're half Dominican, half Chinese, nobody would mess with you.
Maybe.
That you look tough.
That's a strong kindergartner.
That is
Well,
strong
he was
kindergarten.
super independent, like for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Had to be.
But he was also incredibly kind. So his mom, Gia, said that when she would get home from her evening shifts, Marcus, like even though he was a child, like he would have attempted to make her some sort of meal.
Oh, I bet it was disgusting.
So like, yeah, well, like, what if she would come home and then like after 15 hours of work, her 5-year-old is like, hey,
Chocolate pudding and bologna.
I guess, but like
Peanut
was trying
butter
to do
spaghetti.
something for his mom. And so like his teachers would also say the same thing, that he was just incredibly kind.
Yeah.
Like this guy was just like
Okay.
a really,
love
really
him.
sweet kid.
He's a sweet
He
kid.
sounds like a good guy.
Yeah.
The problem was
Turns out to be a murderer.
Oh, geez.
maybe.
Oh, no.
The problem was Marcus was actually like bullied really hard.
Oh my gosh.
And so here's this really sweet boy. Like he never made any friends, which meant that every day when he was walking home from school, like alone, he was a prime target for kids who wanted to bully him.
I did it. I was walking home from middle
You
school.
bullied kids?
No. and I get yelled at, get a car. And I'm like, what? I'm in middle school.
I know. I'm
How am I
trying.
supposed to-
I'm trying to do my best.
I'm aging normally.
Well, imagine being like his mother, like working 3 jobs and then, coming home
Yeah.
and then your kid's been beat up.
With a black
Yeah,
eye.
And
that's
there's
so
nothing you
sad.
can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all he could do is to just like kind of get home and survive. But unfortunately, this was Marcus Ramos's life until middle school, when Marcus finally made a friend that changed his life forever.
Puberty.
Maybe. One thing Marcus had learned about the city of Miami was how to take the long way home.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
so
What?
basically,
It's 5 miles.
well, if you walk down Main Street, kids would see you and they would bully
He
you.
wants to take the sneaky way home.
Right.
10
so
miles.
Marcus would take the back way. So like he would go the secret paths, the alleyways. He like if a fence had a hole in it, he can climb through. He knew where it was at. Like he was sneakily getting home, right? So one day while walking home, he's walking around the backside of a shopping mall
Okay.
when he sees a red van parked with clotheslines running from it.
Okay.
Okay, so
running
this
through a
van
red
is obviously like kind of a makeshift shelter.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Okay,
it's
okay.
parked there permanently.
Yeah.
And there's
Okay.
clotheslines running from it. So obviously someone's kind of living there.
I understand. To make an enclosure, a tent.
Right.
almost.
So basically, Marcus, he starts to turn around when a really old man comes out of the van,
Oh, gosh.
like in his 80s, and he asks Marcus, like, where are you going? And so naturally, Marcus is a bit scared. And this time, he is in middle school. Okay, he's
Okay.
grown up a little bit.
All right.
He's around 12. But this guy's like freaking ancient. Comes out of the van,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, where you going?"
Crypt keeper.
Kinda. And Marcus is afraid to tell him where he's going. And so the old
Yeah,
man
what's
kind
the
of
right answer?
well, the old man says, "Look," he realizes that, and he goes, "Feel free to stand way over there. I promise I'm not going to hurt you." So Marcus,
Good to know.
yeah. So Marcus, like, he had received the stranger danger speech from his mom,
I bet.
so he knew not to approach the
Since
guy.
kindergarten.
Right, but what he said that in his spirit, he knew the guy was safe. He said, "I couldn't really explain it." One of
I
the
understand
reasons,
that. Like you just get
The guy's-
feeling.
his bones are chalk at this point.
yeah, well, he kind of knew. Well, according to Marcus, he said that one of the reasons why he felt this way was because the old man was Chinese, like his mother.
Oh, really?
And he was the
Okay.
only other person,
He's seen Chinese.
Chinese descent that he had ever met.
Whoa.
And so the man called out to Marcus and said, "What's your name?" And Marcus tells him, and then says, "What's yours?" And the old man says, "My name is Shang Lao, but you can call me Shang."
Okay.
Okay.
First name.
Yeah, we're on first name basis.
We're friends now. And so this began a very cautious relationship because on one hand, Marcus didn't know the guy, so he didn't trust him. But on the other hand, he felt like a genuine peace and connection to Shang.
Yeah.
Shang Lao is like feeding a wild animal, like bread, and he's like, "You stay over there,"
Yeah,
and he's slowly building the trust.
exactly. So as the months went by, Marcus would purposely go home that way so that he could sit and talk to his new friend.
Yeah. Of
Nice.
course.
So
That's
Shang,
better than getting beat up by other kids.
Right.
A lot of things are better than getting beat up.
Yeah, well, it got to the point that like Shang started putting out like milk crates upside down so that they had somewhere to sit whenever
Oh.
he would come by, and they would just sit and talk.
Yeah.
Not like the Wild West.
No, you don't want to sit on the rattlesnake.
Yeah, there's no chairs there, right? So Marcus would tell Shang like all about his schooling and about his mother and how like he was constantly bullied. And Shang acted like not only as a mentor, but kind of as a father figure because Marcus never really had that. His dad passed away at a very young age. And so Shang would teach Marcus about self-discipline and patience and most importantly, loving those who persecuted him. And so Marcus, who's already kind of a sweet kid, but he's been bullied his whole life. Like
Yeah.
Shang Lao is kind of hitting home with these like heartfelt messages. Like
I thought Shang Lao was going to teach him how to beat those kids up.
I thought it was Karate Kid.
maybe.
Oh,
God.
what?
No.
So Marcus would sit for hours
Yeah.
and just listen. And Shang would teach him like every day about Chinese history and folklore and legends and stuff, and just different ways to find peace. And so after a few months of friendship, Marcus decided to tell his mom about Shang.
Uh-oh.
Like that, he's been hanging out with this, ancient old man for a while. Now he's gonna tell his mom Gia, and she was skeptical, but she said, "Look, on my next day off, which is few and far
Yeah.
between, I want to meet this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull
Like,
me up a milk crate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pull me up a milk crate. Let's
In
have a
6
conversation.
years, I'll meet him.
Right. So they did. And so Shang prepared a traditional Chinese meal on a
Wow.
grill that he kept next to the van.
Oh, my gosh.
And for an entire evening, the three of them sat and just talked about life.
Yeah.
And so Gia asked Shang, like, why do you live in a van behind a mall? Like,
That's
Yeah.
a good question,
I-
but it's a
basically, like, I
question
think
that
it's
you don't
kinda
want to
like-
ask.
like how'd
You don't want to ask. Yeah.
how'd you get here? And so Shang replied that he had gotten permission from one of the store owners to set up camp there. And as payment, he had been training the store owners and their children in the ancient art of Kung Fu.
Oh, my God. Bless America.
Jeez.
Okay.
So
It's
as
happening.
It's happening.
So as a kid who had been bullied his entire life, Marcus was like,
Tell me more.
why don't,
What?
why don't you train me?
Yeah,
You know,
what are you
like,
teaching me all this? Be patient. And you're teaching them Kung
teach
Fu.
me how to defend
You're
myself.
teaching my bullies Kung Fu.
Well, oddly enough, Shang said that Marcus wasn't ready. He said, I need to teach you to continue to train your mind, and then I'll
Okay.
teach you how to train your fist.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
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 So for the next year, Marcus would meet Shang every day after school, and they would sit as the old man basically would just share wisdom with the boy. At one of these meetings, Shang tells Marcus that he has been using the store's address to send letters back and forth to one of his former students. And he
Okay.
says, this student, he's started doing really well for himself, and he's actually in South Florida for the National Martial Arts Competition.
Oh, my gosh.
And
Oh, my
This is a
goodness.
movie, man.
so he knew that Shang lived nearby, and he wanted to come visit. And so Shang wanted Marcus to be there when his old student kind of came by,
Yeah.
to say hello. And so the following weekend, Marcus shows up at Shang's camp, and he sees another man there who appeared to be in his 20s.
Okay.
And the man smiled friendly, and Shang
can
introduced
guess.
him. And Shang said, "This is my current student, Marcus Ramos.
Hold on.
Marcus, this is my good friend, Bruce Lee."
Oh,
No
my gosh.
way.
Yeah.
I was going to take a guess.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris.
No.
He goes by Chuck.
Chuck Defer.
Right. So standing in front of Marcus was
What?
one of the world's greatest martial artists of all time.
This is
No way,
unreal.
dude.
So that evening, the three men sat for hours, just kind of laughing and eating and discussing, like life and the future.
Unreal.
And when everything was said and done, Bruce Lee said something to Marcus that he would never forget. He said, "Meeting Shang Lao changed my life, just like it did for you. And no matter how long we have here on this planet, the greatest difference we can ever make will be passing these teachings down to every person we meet."
What the heck?
I wish somebody
so-
would sit on a milk crate with me and share wisdom.
I know. I wish I
know.
knew an old decrepit man.
So from that day forward, Marcus Ramos trained every morning and night with Shang
What?
Lao. It became kind of like his passion, like it was what
Oh
he
my
wanted to do.
gosh.
But sadly, in 1968, 3 months after Marcus graduated high school, Shang Lao passed away.
Oh, we all gotta go.
And
His
so,
bones were already chalk.
so after the funeral, Marcus and his mother learned that Shang did in fact live behind the mall by choice, because
What?
in his will, he had made Marcus his sole heir.
Oh my gosh.
And he left he and his mother Gia a significant amount of money tied to
Jeez.
one condition: that Marcus use some of the fortune to open up a school of Kung Fu in Miami.
Really?
What?
So a few years later, in 1970,
Okay.
Marcus did just that, opening the Shang Lao School of Kung Fu.
Oh my gosh.
So Marcus operated the
Okay.
school for over a decade, training over 1,000 students.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, while he was away on vacation in New York, Marcus was on a subway when 4 men with knives decided to rob an
God
elderly
bless.
gentleman who was sitting across from him.
Yeah.
So Marcus was able to disarm the men and allow the elderly man to escape. But during the process, he was stabbed 7 times,
What?
Jesus.
once in the lungs.
Oof.
And so in 1983, Marcus Ramos he succumbed to his wounds, and he
Oh,
died at
no.
the age of 32, which was the same age as Bruce Lee when Bruce Lee
Jeez.
passed away.
Oh my gosh.
Oddly enough. both at the age of 32.
That's insane.
So thousands of people attended this memorial, and one of them, Carl Santiago, said that it was the most emotional experience of his life, and he felt like the story needed to be heard about his teacher, and that's why Carl sent the story in.
What?
Wow.
He was the one who sent the story in. He said he felt like his teacher, Marcus Ramos, deserved to be heard, and he felt, that basically people would enjoy the story.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
apparently this happened.
This is unreal.
This happened all in the 60s and 70s. He passed away in the early 80s. And one thing that Carl had said was that, unfortunately, he felt like Kung Fu culture, the current martial arts status in America was missing that kind of classic ancient culture. He said,
it's all about jujitsu now.
Sure. Well, he said the proof is in the pudding that whenever Marcus passed away, like everything kind of like faded with him.
Yeah.
Like the culture, the idea of like,
which is
Eastern
sad.
teachings.
I mean, if it's not like being passed on.
Right. No, and not at all. And that's why one thing he had said was, he's been listening to the show for a while, but he had said that he felt like there was only one local agency that covered like
The
this man's like
part of
story
it?
and like what he had done for the community, and then he felt like his memory was just kind of lost forever.
So that one place is still around?
It's not.
Oh, what? That was the one place?
I know.
Oh,
So
man.
unfortunately, but what an amazing story though, because like when you think about it, like on the surface it seems kind of sad, like the guy had a hard life, but at the same time, like
By choice?
he literally, Shang Lao's by choice, but like Marcus, like he
Defended people.
Well, he died basically doing what he was taught to do, which is take care of people
and teaching people to do.
for sure. And I think what's interesting is for me, I didn't really think about this until I was reading it through before taping today, but he obviously probably would have defended anybody.
Absolutely.
But it happening to an elderly man, I'm sure it reminded him of his father figure, Shang Lao. So, it is heartbreaking in that sense. But at the same time, what an amazing story. This kid, just by chance, walking home the long way to avoid
Unreal.
getting bullied, meets
That's why you
somebody
don't go to New York.
That's why you don't go to New York.
Just stay in Florida.
Stay in Florida. We've been saying that forever.
Cam, is your kid, is he at the age where he knows his name? I mean,
Yes.
is Shang Lao out of the...
Can you change it to Shang
Can
Lao?
you change it?
I think we could.
Out of respect?
I think so.
Well, this story is brought to you by the Florida Board of Tourism.
Oh, jeez.
Stay out of New York. That's what we've been saying from the start.
yeah.
From Often Podcast at patreon.com and Instagram and Twitter.
Florida Man Podcast at thefloridamanpodcast.com, at fmofm.com, at trashtrams.com.
There's a lot of URLs that we've bought over the years.
CameronsJerky.com.
CameronsJerky.com.
All of those
we get a
lead-
little extra money and we're like, what URL can we buy?
I know. All of them lead to FromOffem.com.
They do.
That's where you can hang out with us. If you want some bonus content, Patreon's where you're going to find that.
Yeah.
There's bonus episodes, live streamers
Live
right now.
streamers.
And they have big respect for Josh because it's his birthday today.
Oh, God,
Yes.
They've been writing in and singing
Thank
in.
you for sending those digital wishes.
But we love you guys. It's been a
27.
fantastic week. Happy 27th to Josh.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See ya.